What can I say, man? The strength of a father is undeniable. Basically, we start off with a father-daughter duo, and the father is a mute. He can't speak. But to make up for that, he's some kung fu sensei master or something, bruh. He knows how to take people down. He's a one-man band. The daughter ends up getting kidnapped, but the father sees the guys who kidnapped his daughter. So he runs after them. He runs after a vehicle for like 10 minutes, barefoot, on the street, running onto broken glass and everything. He's just locked in. And when he gets his hands on them, gang, you can't fight him one-on-one. So the kidnappers end up getting away after like 25 minutes of them getting punished with these. But you already know, the father, he ain't going out without a fight. He goes to the cops to try and see if the cops will do anything, but the cops end up being no help. And as the father's walking out of the building, he sees a wall of missing children papers. And then he realizes, like, yeah, I gotta do this myself. He goes home real quick for like 30 minutes, and then he's right back outside. Well, that's the timing he's on. He caught a glimpse of a logo as he was fighting the kidnappers earlier on, and he ends up finding out where the kidnappers be local at. And he ends up spotting the kidnappers. So you already know, he locks in. He tilts his hat down and he walks them down. He came with a picture of his daughter. No words, just holding the photo. As he's whooping him, he's just holding the photo. So obviously a big fight breaks out in the whole building. But then another kung fu master sensei comes out of the wet work and starts putting belt to all the bad guys as well. This new kung fu master is also looking for his wife. And so both the kung fu masters end up meeting in this room. They fight at first, but when they both realize they are both on the same mission, they end up teaming up. So we have Navin and the father. Navin's wife was a journalist. Navin already has all this investigative stuff. He's been investigating for months. He brings the father into this equation. The father is instantly able to place things together and push the story even further deeper and find out where these guys really are, right? And where these bad guys are is a ice factory. Yeah, an ice factory. Navin and the father, they just drive and they walk them down on feet, bruh. It's no weapons, just fists. No game plan either. Them niggas they just drove there and hopped out. As the father was walking up to the bad guys, you knew it was over, gang. The people who were behind the child trafficking thing were these rich tycoon guys. But obviously it all falls apart because they got found out. So the heir to the throne or whatever, to this big tycoon, he was in charge of this whole trafficking operation. So once it burned to the ground, it was all pinned on him. He just crashed out from there, bro. Apparently he's a kung fu master too, and he just goes on a killing rampage. He ends up killing his own pregnant wife in the midst of his rage on accident, and from there he just crashes out. And since the father and Navin are the reasons this whole operation fell apart, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go kill them myself, bruh. He has nothing else to lose, right? He brings his buddy, right? And this guy is like a bow and arrow wielding guy. And he is the toughest guy in the movie, I'm sorry. The way he was hitting these crazy shots. But him and the bow and arrow guy, they go to find Navin and the father. And they end up fighting from there. And it's just the biggest fighting scene in the movie. All the characters are amazing, bro. And the characters just keep getting better and better as the movie goes on. So I wasn't even going to see this movie because I'm not the fighting movie type. Because it feels like fake to me or whatever. But this movie felt so real, gang. And I can't even imagine how much time it took them, you know, to learn all that stuff. Who doesn't love a good old save the kid story? But yeah, everything in this movie tied up great. It all made sense, you know. It never lost you, man. I would highly recommend it. I honestly don't have any negatives for this movie. I rate this a 10 out of 10 for sure.